Hello, Bame Farm fans. I guess this will be the pumpkin video for the year. Dad came out here and got some of these rode up, so it's quick to load up the truck. We're getting ready to send out a load. Most of our pumpkins are wholesale. I didn't make videos of planting, but if we look underneath the vines here, you can see we planted them on black plastic. We planted them all by hand, all hand seeded out here. And I was able to rototill twice before they vined over. And the biggest thing was I made sure to rototill. I actually almost took out the plastic. And can't see that because the plastic's kind of breaking down now anyways. Like I tried to, yeah, it's biodegradable plastic. This will be, gone by next spring. The wetter it is, the more it goes away. Yeah, I'll take a look. So down here, it stays a little bit more wet. This is a gentle slope. The top is drier. Those pumpkins got ready quick. We planted these, mid-June. I forget how much rain we had in June. It was kind of dreary, not necessarily overly wet. And then July we had 6 inches, so that was great for these things. Only had 2 in August, and well, so far through September, we really haven't had much, and well, it's too late to do anything now, so that's fantastic. Oh, nobody's been down here to look at these. We got a lot of white pumpkins. Those did really well. The Cinderellas did great. We don't do too many specialty things, like we can't get Turk's turbans to grow or Mother Hubbards. We tried the peanut pumpkins. That seed's expensive, especially for it not to do anything for us. We tried some on white plastic. Maybe that's just because what we had. There's black plastic over there. Oh, that is a giant cushaw. Whew, that's a good looking one. For fertility, got a lot of cow manure, a lot of chicken manure. And this actually sat fallow last year and was full of cocklebur and Johnson grass. And, with the 2 rototillings, I managed to keep it down to a dull roar out here. And the plastic is very helpful for just from keeping it down around the plants. It's a lot of work, but, there's hardly any weeds out here. Some of the bigger pumpkins are down here where it was wet. I don't have a knife, so I just break the vine. It's big enough. Some of the kid can still carry around, got a great handle on it. It's always fun to grow the most giantest, largest pumpkins, but sometimes you got to do what people can carry, and what they can carry is not a huge pumpkin. This is still carvable. The bigger the pumpkin, well, I think we might plant them too thick to get those huge pumpkins too, because our rows are 6 feet apart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 4-foot plastic buried plus a little bit of room. Yeah, they're 5 feet apart. We're planting plants probably at 30 inches, maybe 3 foot if we're lucky. Well, this is a nice assessment down here. There's a lot. There is a lot. I don't remember the varieties we plant. The pie pumpkins, the real tiny little ones, those things grow like weeds. Usually the smaller stuff grows like weeds, like cherry tomatoes. They grow like weeds. That's more natural state. These giant pumpkins are not natural. It's, something we've selected for. Humans have designed a lot of plants just through, say, aiding natural selection. Now, here in the shade of the tree, they didn't do so well. That walnut really sucks the water and nutrients out. So we got a bunch of tiny cushaws over here. That one's still a little green, but that'll help in a week or so when we need to pick more. It's September 23rd. It is the last day of summer. One thing we don't know is how many pumpkins we can put on the back of the truck since we replaced the easy dumper with that flatbed. But I'm sure it'll easily hold a lot more just because it's wider. Okay. So I'm gonna start handing these up.
Do whatever you want.
That's a load of pumpkins. We'll call it a ton. Dad's going to go get weighed. I think that's way more than we ever had on the easy dumper. I think there was more than a ton there. So that is the second big full truckload that's come out from, you know, we can see the tedder in the background where a few weeds are sticking up the edge of the field. And we can kind of see about where I'm standing. You know, we picked down to here, and there's probably 3 truckloads of pumpkins to be had out here easily. And then these all go, we wholesale most of it. They go to little like feed and seed stores. Just they got some pumpkins in the fall. We did sell a truckload to a nearby orchard. I guess they didn't grow any pumpkins this year. Theirs didn't do as much. One thing I was surprised to see, these just a sign. Must have got a bunch of rain or something. It caused it to grow fast. Never seen them split like that. The gourd area is not back here with the pumpkins. We'll take a nice close-up of these Cinderellas, and maybe a leaf or two. See, they're starting to be a little bit of white. That's powdery mildew, but now it's so late. We actually don't spray these with anything. We didn't spray for weeds. I just, you know, rototilled between the rows a bunch with the multivator. And I guess we've gotten lucky. I mean, if it's a wet year, you're gonna have powdery mildew, and it's been fairly dry and it's late enough that it doesn't matter. The pumpkins are done, kill the vines, let's pick them and get them someplace else. So the vegetable area and plant tent has been taken over by gourds. These also grow kind of like weeds. The biggest thing is planting date. Some of these actually have a very long growing season that we need to plant them before the pumpkins. Like pumpkins we plant second week of June. Some of these gourds are like 120 days, so they need to be planted by the second week of June. You don't want to be late. Now, some people plant their pumpkins earlier because they want to have them too soon so they can rot on whoever buys them, so then they got to buy the pumpkin again because they bought the pumpkin when it was too hot. Yeah, pumpkins and heat don't mix the best. So once you pick them, definitely got to keep them in the shade. Yeah, these are fun, these munchkin pumpkins. Technically they're a gourd because they have a hard shell. And everybody loves these white ones. They're always a hot item. These batwing gourds. Everybody loves these too. You know, fun, crazy shape. Oh, and the winter squash are coming in. Butternut, carnivals, acorn, spaghetti squash. Spaghetti squash is my favorite. Let's see what else is going on this fall. Yeah, Eva had puppies. They need new homes. By the time I post this video, hopefully they've all got new homes. But the more colorful stuff is over here. Mom, what do we got going on?
I'm shucking and tying Indian corn in bundles of 3 for fall decorations.
Yeah, lots of pretty colors, all mixed up. And I guess people like to hang these on their door or wherever. Well, we start with a lot of hand picking. We plant a few rows out in the field, and now I pick it by hand. Now I gotta shuck it. But there's a somewhat proper way to do this, such that, I don't know, it looks more presentable.
And it's easier to bundle and tie if it's shucked properly.
It's kind of slow, pulling them back.
One leaf at a time.
Yeah.
A shuck.
Yeah, this isn't like shucking sweet corn. This is all about being pretty, not functional. And hopefully they're solid enough that you can do this and they don't break off. That's definitely not desirable.
A beautiful red one.
Yeah, Mom's got a whole color coordinated setup here by size, alphabetical orientation, kernel shape. What else?
Color.
Yes, we already said color.
Oh.
It's not always about matching, like you do 3 of the same color together. Sometimes you gotta mix up, say, different tones between the dark red, the light pearl there, and then the bronze on the other side. Yeah, it's a bit of artistry. This year over here, I can tell you cross-pollinated pretty hard with the field corn. It didn't dent, but there's a lot of yellow, so we planted this a little too close to the field corn. We go through lots of rubber bands. We could probably make a really big rubber band ball, but instead we bundle up Indian corn. And we've got orders. How many bundles do you have made?
Right now, about 150 bundles.
Yeah, and you need over 200 for this week. So late September. You gotta have everything to the retail places by October 1st.